What's going on, internet? It's the Masked Man, and in this video, I want to talk about the battle I've just watched. John John versus Tay Rock. Now, the first thing I want to say is Nunu is sexy to me. Damn it! I want to get that out the way. You know, I hear in the comments that a lot of people don't really find Nunu attractive. And I'm not saying she is necessarily, a bad bitch, but she's sexy to me. I think she's attractive. Anyway, to the battle. As you know, if you've been watching any of my reviews or anything on battle rap, I don't know how the battles are judged, so I can't give you a winner or loser, but I can give you my impression of the battle. So if you're looking for somebody to give you a definitive winner or loser, I don't do that. I just watch the battle, I read the comments, and I give my opinion. The first thing I'll say about the battle is I think that Tay Rock started first. And, Tay Rock, he started off, pretty strong. He had good momentum. Um, his first round was well received by the crowd. And Tay Rock Tay Rock clearly had the crowd on his side. Now, I believe this battle was in New York. I'm not exactly sure about that. It was on the A Good Day to Die card that's being used to further promote this artist by the name of Rain. I think he's a battle rapper, former battle rapper turn, and he's got an album out. I don't know. I don't know the background of Rain. I just know what the people say about his music, and most people in the comments are not feeling him. From the little snippets I've heard of his shit, it sounds okay to me, but I'm not that interested to dig deeper into his music. But Tay Rock clearly had the crowd on his side, and he came out with a lot of energy. And his first round was well received. Then John John started rapping, and one thing that really bothered me is I think that his first line was, stealing, I'm known for that. And I got a problem with how comfortable John John is with being thought of as a bar thief. And, I go back and forth in my mind because I think that he's in a lose-lose situation. If he believes and feels that he hasn't stolen any bars, and people have accused him of something that he didn't do, he cannot go into defensive mode every time he battles somebody, because if he doesn't address it, they're going to bring it up and they're going to make a big deal out of it. But if he owns it and he, embraces the label of being a thief, then that's bad to me as well, because he's saying that he doesn't have respect for the culture and what it's all about. You just can't go around jacking people's material, mixing it up a little bit and getting paid off of that. I mean, supposedly there's this huge, massive ghostwriting underground that you can go to if you need to get some material. You don't have to steal from what niggas said in battles or steal from lesser known artists. And I don't know if any of this is true, but I know that the accusation of John John being a thief has been around for a while. So that was just something that made me feel uncomfortable. But, watching it, I did say that this is what Mav should do. Like Mav Hoffa, for every battle until, you know, until it's long dead. He should own the fact that he got punched. He should make fun of himself. He should be a parody, of himself. Joke about getting punched. Take the sting out of it. If Mav Hoffa took that took the John the Don approach of embracing the negativity that people put on you, I think that would do a lot, to help him, get his name, where it should be in battle rap and get people respecting him, because it would look like a form of maturity, for him to embrace getting punched. But I didn't particularly care for it with John, embracing the theft, because Tay Rock didn't even have any rounds about. Well, I think he may have said something about John stealing, but it wasn't an angle. He didn't try to make a whole round out of John stealing bars. So it was unnecessary, but it was just one line from John. So I don't think he planned to dwell on it. But other than that, I will say that in the battle, John had amazing composure. As I said, at the beginning of this video, the crowd was clearly on Tay Rock's side, and they did not want to cheer for John. But from what he was saying, his material, um, they couldn't boo him either. It's like when John was rapping, they didn't want to cheer him, but they didn't want to boo him. So you would have just these long pauses where the crowd was just sitting there dead. It wasn't like they didn't think anything he's saying was good. It was just like they didn't want to react. And John really kept it together. Like he was really battling, the frustration of a crowd that was deliberately trying to not fuck with him. And I appreciate how he held it together through the whole battle. He had amazing composure on the stage. From what I got, reading the comments, it seems that most people gave John the battle. They gave John the battle. They said that the crowd was biased. I watched the video after I read the comments. The crowd looked like they were biased to me, but you can't negate the crowd and say that the crowd is unimportant or the crowd doesn't matter. The crowd likes what they likes, and it's your job as a battle rapper to get the crowd on your side and to take the crowd from whomever you're battling. That's a part of it. And if you can't sway a biased crowd, if you can't get a biased crowd to fuck with you, or battle the crowd as well, just go in on everybody, then that still takes away from you somewhat. But I think John did a good job of hitting all of the marks that he was supposed to. One last thing I wanted to say is, like, Tay Rock, like, I didn't write down everything, but they were going crazy for everything that Tay Rock was saying. Like, even if it wasn't crazy, they were going crazy. Smack the plate out of your mother hand, like ma'am, I don't eat lasagna. They went crazy for that line. Now maybe I don't. Maybe there's a double entendre that I'm not familiar with. I am ignorant of a lot of slang. I'm not. I don't get out much. But I don't know. Like, that sounds like an Arsenal line. That sounds like something that Arsenal would say. Just a line of disrespect. Just a disrespectful line, but and I don't want to go say this is whack and that's whack. It was fine. but it wasn't worthy of the reaction that they gave it. What else did they say? Well, he said, pop up like a secret shopper, pop up on your job like a secret shopper. Um, yeah, that makes sense if you work in a grocery store. Um, I don't know if secret shoppers will show up to car deal. I only hear about secret shoppers showing up to grocery stores, or retail outlets. There's like a whole lot of jobs that shit doesn't apply to. Like if you're a mailman, that doesn't apply. UPS worker, that doesn't apply. Mechanic, that doesn't apply. It's like, and just on its own, it's not that cold of a line. It's not that creative of a line. And again, I don't want to take away anything from what Rock said or what Rock was producing, but I think that they were just really, really pro Rock and anti John John, and the fact that he could keep the crowd as quiet as he did, and he could even get them, to cheer for his material, is just a testament to John John's composure and his professionalism. If I would have graded the battle, if I would have give it to anyone, my opinion, which ain't worth much, um, I would say 2-1 John John. And the only reason I give it 2-1 John John is because of the third round where he tried to rebuttal and it looked like he choked. Now, if you are trying to rebuttal and then you back out of it in the middle of it, you don't get credit for effort, nigga. You don't get credit for going halfway. Go all the way or don't go at all. I mean, I think he said what he wanted to say and it didn't go over. I don't think that he had more after his first line, but it was just like, if that ain't your thing, if that's not your thing, there's a way you could have said what you wanted to say and not even tried to rap it. You could have just talked it and then got into rapping. But I don't know. So because of the stumble and because Rock was, very consistent in his ability to get his rounds out, to say things, his flow and cadence was very consistent through all 3 rounds. I have to take a little bit off for that. I don't know if that would be a choke or a stumble, but whatever it was, just having to do with having the crowd on his side and keeping his composure and all of that, I'd have to give Rock the third. So I'd give it 2-1 John John. But however people want to grade it, that's fine with me. That's just my uneducated opinion of the battle. That's just my uneducated, interpretation. But let me know what you think. Leave it in the comments. Rate the video, like, dislike, subscribe to my channel. If there's anything you want me to talk about, any battles you want me to watch, or any information that you have on how, what's hot and what's not in battle rap, and how I can, better understand where the fans are coming from with how this shit is graded and how this shit is evaluated. You can send me an email at themrmaskman@gmail.com. You can find my videos on Daily Motion at the Mr. Maskman. You can find me on Facebook and Twitter, both at the Mr. Maskman. That's all I have to say about this subject. I will see you in the next video.